Everybody dreams of traveling to exotic locations, but the more expensive a place is, the more you're conscious of your spending and reduce the length of your trip. However, there are some countries where a whole day's expense costs just a fraction of the price of a meal in a Paris restaurant. But cheap is not always great. So in today's video, we'll be talking about the cheapest countries you can travel to and still have an amazing time during the holidays. First, let's talk about Albania. Albania is one of the most underrated countries in Europe. Not many people even know it's a European country, which is a surprise because it has very beautiful sights. The country is rich with lakes, beaches, forests, the Alps, ancient towns, and very hospitable locals. What's most shocking about this country is how insanely cheap it is to visit. Here you can enjoy all the sun, waves, food, and everything else for a fraction of what you would pay in other European countries. The average hotel price in Albania is between $15 and $25 per night, which is just about the price of coffee in Paris. Having a fun-packed week in most Albanian cities would cost you about $400, and that's if you stretch it. If you want to explore the calmness of nature and save money while at it, Albania is a place you should consider. Laos. Laos is another cool place with budget-friendly prices. It is an incredibly small country with a stunning countryside, making it a perfect destination for outdoor activities like mountain climbing, zip lining, hot air ballooning, swimming, and more, without breaking the bank. Fortunately, Laos is cheap all year round, but the cheapest time to visit is between May and October. To enjoy this very low-key country, a reasonable budget is about $30 per day, and this includes the cost of feeding, accommodation, and a few activities. One great thing about Laos is that most places are free to visit. This includes the old temples and museums. The few that do cost money to explore are extremely cheap and have minimal tourist traffic. Laos is undoubtedly a great place to escape crowds and enjoy pure authenticity without spending too much. Cambodia. Cambodia is a world-renowned destination for being the home of the largest religious monument in the world, Angkor Wat. Despite its popularity, it is incredibly cheap to visit, and there's much more to the country than the Grand Temple. Cambodia is filled with forests, tasty food, mind-blowing landscapes, art, and much more. With all these qualities, Cambodia is still the cheapest country to visit in the Southeast Asia. You can get a full Cambodian meal for just $1 and the hostels for about $5 per night. If you want to explore the countryside in your own time, it's advisable to rent a bike, which costs just a couple of dollars. The average budget for visitors in Cambodia is about $25 per day, $40 if you want to splurge. You might want to think about sharpening your haggling skills to avoid being overcharged by local traders and save more money. However, Cambodia is very lovely to visit. Nepal. Nepal is the cheapest Asian country to visit, except if you want to go hiking on Mount Everest. The country is a haven for adventurous travelers looking to partake in daring activities like mountain climbing. A hike on the tallest mountain in the world is super expensive, but Nepal is also home to other less frequently visited mountains, which are very cheap to hike. Less ambitious travelers can also have fun in the country. First, the Nepalese are warm and kind-hearted, and many guest houses offer cozy rooms and tasty home-cooked meals for just a couple of bucks per day. A visitor who is more interested in trekking than hiking can live comfortably on a budget of $15 per day. If you're into mountain climbing, you can end up spending $30 daily as long as you steer clear of Mount Everest. Tourist life in Nepal is quite affordable, but exploring on your own without any tour guide will help you save even more money. Morocco. Morocco is a beautiful country in North Africa with vibrant colors and culture. Although it's not the cheapest place on this list, it can be affordable if you don't fall into the tourist traps. If you avoid the pushy salesman, sharpen your price haggling skills, and travel independently, Morocco can be an averagely priced travel destination. For tourists on a budget, you'd be pleased to know that accommodation options range between $8 and $10 per night. The night markets and street food are another way to explore the country without taking too much out of your pocket. The average daily budget for a visitor in Morocco is about $40, which covers accommodation, feeding, and transportation. Avoid peak season between November and March, and you'd find Morocco even cheaper. Bolivia is South America's ultimate budget-friendly location, but it's not for everyone, especially if what you're after is a 5-star luxury treatment. Life is slow and simple in this country, and it has to be that way for it to remain cheap. But that doesn't mean Bolivia is not a fun place. It has a beautiful landscape and is home to the world's highest lake, the world's largest salt flat, a thriving Amazon, and more. The best way to enjoy the adventures Bolivia provides is to stick to the lifestyle of the locals, which will cost you about $25 a day. You can get a 3-course meal for $2 in a local restaurant, and other daily expenses cost a small fraction of what they do in other South American countries. When it comes to sightseeing, the most famous sites, including Lake Titicaca and a couple of prehistoric sites, are free to visit. You can have an adventure-packed month in Bolivia without spending $1,000. And the prices are even cheaper in April and May, just before peak season. Colombia. Colombia is an interesting country which is quickly becoming a popular, cheap tourist destination. One of the beautiful things about Colombia is that it has something for everyone. If you're into historical stuff, there are numerous sites and museums to explore. There's a thriving Amazon for nature enthusiasts and gorgeous beaches if you just want to sunbathe in a bikini. You can enjoy all these activities for just a small amount of money. With just $30 each day, you can fully explore Colombian cities, and with accommodation, feeding and transportation being ridiculously cheap, you'll have extra cash to splurge occasionally. Colombia is your best option if you want the ultimate South American experience in just one trip. Vietnam. Vietnam is one of the cheapest countries to visit in Asia, and that's interesting because the country is packed with fun adventures. And don't even get me started on the food. The country provides the cheapest and healthiest street food. If not for the food, then visit Vietnam for its special natural attractions, including the largest caves in the world, stunning limestone islands, and much more. Because of how cheap most things are, a daily budget of $25 would suffice, maybe a few dollars higher if you want to explore the markets and have occasional fancy experiences. Local transportation is cheap and reliable, but even better if you rent a bike. For just $10, you can spend the night in a clean, comfortable hotel room and get a full meal for a little over $1. Some people may find the country too low-key or rural, so the tourist traffic is considerably low. As a result, people that do visit have the best time. Rwanda. Rwanda is one of the most intriguing places to visit in Africa. Its rich history, wildlife, and culture make it a beautiful scene. The capital city, Kigali, is the most visited place in the country, but it is also the cheapest to visit in Africa. From the zoos to the interesting nightlife, you can explore the best parts of the city without breaking your budget. The average daily budget for visitors in Kigali is between $25 and $40. If you opt for local instead of private transport, you can save yourself a lot of money. Traditional meals cost a little over $10 for the whole day, and accommodation costs just about the same price. You'd need to spend more money exploring the beautiful country than on your personal needs, but the prices are worth it. Indonesia. Indonesia is a very diverse country in Asia, with many beautiful islands to explore. The entire country is relatively affordable to visit, but depending on the choices you make, you can find it really cheap or a bit pricey. The biggest reasons for this variation is transportation. It's advisable to stick with just one island or two to save money. Moving between islands is not just time-consuming, but also expensive. Another way to save money is to steer clear of Bali Island, the country's most popular and expensive island. Exploring quieter islands like Sumbawa or Java will save you a lot of money. Fortunately, food is cheap and delicious throughout the country, and outdoor activities like hiking, swimming, and chasing waterfalls cost very little. Affordable accommodations are available between $5 and $10 per night. A daily budget of $30 is sufficient, but not if you're visiting Bali. There's a lot to do and see in Indonesia, and exploring one island at a time would guarantee a more meaningful experience. Armenia. Armenia is a place to visit if you want to shut out the world and have fun, all on a budget. The long overlooked country is rich in cultural heritage with historical sites, beautiful people, and amazing food. Not to mention the breathtaking landscape. Whether it's the colorful local towns and markets or the thrilling mountainous terrain, Armenia is undoubtedly a magical place you can enjoy at the cost of just a few dollars. The average daily expense for a solo traveler is $25, which covers accommodation, transportation, and feeding. When it comes to food, Armenian cuisine is one of the best and most diverse foods in Europe. This country offers so much, from pastries to healthy food, fruits and vegetables, for just a small price. Other fun things to do in Armenia include exploring the ancient Mount Ararat, taking a trip on the longest ropeway in the world, or enjoying a view of Lake Savant, which is so high up in the mountains you'd think it's touching the sky. As a plus, you can collect beautiful antiques and add them to your collection. All year round, Armenia is a calm place, making it the perfect destination to escape the chaos of life. That brings us to the end of the video. What countries do you think we missed? We'd love to hear from you in the comment section below. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to our channel for more videos. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.